The absolute lowest point of my marriage came a few years ago when I was having an emotional affair, and my wife asked me to stop, and I said no. And when I think back to that conversation now, the thing that stands out to me the most is that it didn't bother me that I was having such an intensely negative impact on my wife. And so I was doing this thing that was extremely hurtful to her, and I knew it was hurtful to her, and that didn't bother me at all. It wasn't a problem for me. Now, at this point in our marriage, we hadn't really liked each other for a long time. We'd been to couples therapy for a couple of years. It obviously hadn't helped much. And we were both really frustrated with the way things were going. But the thing that sticks out to me the most is how callous and indifferent I was to my impact on my wife. This video is about how my marriage fell apart to the point that I just told you about, and how we've been putting it back together ever since then. And I want to start by talking about how we went from falling in love as a young couple to not really liking or caring about each other at all 20 years into our marriage. When I fell in love with my wife, I had all of these intense feelings that drove me to treat her really well. And so my behavior was driven by my feelings. My feelings were kind and loving, so my behavior was kind and loving. But after a few years of marriage, my feelings changed and my behavior also changed, because I didn't yet know how to base my behavior on who I wanted to be instead of just letting my feelings drive my behavior. That's the critical difference between falling in love and becoming a loving person. When I fell in love, I had all of these really nice feelings that drove me to be a great husband, but when those feelings changed, my behavior also changed, and I didn't treat my wife the way a loving husband treats his wife. So I had to learn to separate out my behavior from my feelings, and I want to talk about 3 steps along the way that have helped me learn how to do that.